You're listening to Zoom the TBT with Charge and Hayner.
Hey guys, Charles over at Zoom the TBT. I'm very honored to have the Vegas Rebellion on today. I got head coach Preston Laird and GM Jermaine Seagears. How you guys doing today?
Great.
Doing pretty good.
Awesome.
Thanks
Glad to have you guys, man. Hey, Jermaine, let's start with you. So how did this team come together? Tell us a little bit about the process of getting this together.
Well, my brother, Jerome Seagears, played his senior year at UNLV after leaving Rutgers University. And I moved out here with him, really loved the community, really loved where the basketball grassroots development was going. And, you know, as he stayed out here, I stayed out here with him. When I got sick with cancer, UNLV took me under their hands, supported me, not only financially, but just let me know that this fight wasn't by myself. And ever since then, I felt a part of the UNLV family. Whether my brother was playing overseas or he was here, I knew this was my home, whether I'm training kids, motivating players, but I knew I'm a rebel through my brother, and I was grateful for the opportunity.
That's awesome, man. And tell us a little bit about your shirt. It seems pretty interesting. Work what?
Work or don't eat. If you don't put that work in, you won't eat. So I have my own training facility out here in Las Vegas, off Las Vegas and Sunset. We work with pros, college, grassroots. So we have a lot of UNLV players that come train there as well.
You do collections too. I work. My clients don't feed me sometimes. They don't pay their bills. I don't eat because of that. So maybe I can. You guys do collections too, or just positive thinking?
Positive thinking over here. We work.
I need collections. All right, I'll tell you about something else. Okay, so Preston, currently you're an assistant at Little Rock. You travel around a bit. You've been New Mexico State. You've been at UNLV. You played for our beloved Memphis Tigers. Obviously, we're both from the 901. If people know the show and also know you, obviously you're a Tiger for life. But you're currently assistant now. Last year, you're at the Panamaniacs as an assistant coach. Tell us a little bit about how this is going to change as a head coach this year for the Vegas Rebellion.
Honestly, Andrew, it's not going to change one bit for me. And I was technically the associate head coach with the Panamaniacs. We played the Enchantment in the Pit last year, which is a great regional. But Mario Mocha on paper was the head coach. Now he's the athletic director at New Mexico State, but he'll be the first one to tell you he was not making any decisions within the huddles. So nothing will really change for me. It was an awesome experience. And I'm really happy to be a part of the Vegas Rebellion here this year with the TBT.
That's awesome, man. Now, talking about the coaching too, like how do you see this team playing? Like what style of play are you guys going to show us when we're watching the games?
It's so funny. Me and Jay were talking about that last night, but fast is the only option. I think that's what you said, right, Jay? Like fast is the only option. So they call them the running rebels for a reason, right? So we have a lot of firepower, right? The TBT is different. The TBT is about scoring. For the fans that are listening that may not know, the Elam ending, you're not playing the clock, you're playing to score at the end of the game. So obviously there's a place for defense. It's important to get stops, but you got to score to win. So, we want to play fast. We want to increase the possessions. We want to get high value shots. And most importantly, we want to score.
Definitely. I mean, Tark would be very proud of that mindset. I got to tell you that. May he rest in peace. Jermaine, look, I'm coming out there in a week. We're taping on Monday the 3rd. This is going to go out probably the 5th. I'm on a flight on the 9th. Like, where do I need to hang out when I'm in Vegas for Summer League?
Well, you first need to come stop by the Bodie Sports Center, put some work in with me first, right? See our players, train, get a healthy meal with us, take over the Whole Foods, and we can stop by Top Golf and overlook the whole strip. What do you say?
That sounds good. I'll have to hit you up. I got your number right here, so we'll have to make this happen. That sounds like a pretty good thing. Now, Preston, you don't coach at UNLV anymore, but obviously a lot of people go back to where they have ties, where they have relationships. And we are talking a little bit about the fact that being an assistant coach means you have a bit of a traveling lifestyle, which means your wife has to be very tolerant of moving boxes.
Yes. Yes.
How strong were the bonds when you were with UNLV that caused you to come back to coach this team?
Tremendous. My time at UNLV was cherished. I loved living in Las Vegas. It was a great experience. The basketball city. It was rich in people. The people make that place. That's why it's unique. That's why it's special. And a lot of my friends are still my friends today. I met because I was coaching basketball at UNLV. And Jermaine and I were talking again last night. We were looking at the roster, and there's 7 guys on this team that I've actually had a chance to coach. So while I'm not at UNLV anymore, UNLV has a special place in my heart. And the thing about this business is you never know, man. So you never know. So looking forward to getting back to Vegas and coaching those guys again.
Now, actually, as a drop-in, we didn't talk about this before, but you're all about Vegas. Is summer camp or is the training camp going to be in Vegas?
Absolutely. We're going to have a couple games at a couple of practices at Mendenhall, and then we'll slide over to the Woody Sports Center where we will have more detailed training, workout shots. And a lot of guys are making their way to Vegas. So we're excited to give them both experiences of the fans being able to see them in Mendenhall and also some more serious private workouts and practices with Coach Preston leading the way and getting our team ready for the TBT first game versus Mizzou.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting too, because you guys are actually going to be in the capital of basketball for the next couple of weeks for this team. And then, of course, TBT is the traveling circus that everybody loves to watch. You did mention the first round matchup. Preston, have you started scouting Show Me yet?
I have. I've studied the roster. Unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, this is their first year as well. The TBT does archive the games. So I actually reached out to Jake, the TBT, asking if there was any film, but they were this is the first year they played. So, but for us, fortunately too, it's the first year we played, so that we're in the same boat. So, but you can do some personnel edits. A lot of these guys are professional players, played in college, etc. So there's plenty of film that you can study and look into online. So we'll do a little bit of that.
Yeah, it's not a challenge too. So one thing that's interesting about TBT is the teams have to come together. So the alumni teams, even if their first year, do have a slight leg up because they have a shared experience of having played under certain coaches, yourself, Dave Rice, and they might have a shared nomenclature. The calls might make something in a pinch. You might remember something you did against BYU in 2013 or something, and you figure something out. But it's always interesting to see these teams come along. Jermaine, we'll close on this. What can the fan base, what can the Runnin' Rebel family do to support the Vegas Rebellion and TBT?
The biggest thing you can do right now is follow our social media platforms, Twitter and Instagram at Rebellions TBT, just to stay engaged with our social media platform, our videos, our likes. You can also visit our website, VegasRebellionTBT.com, where you can support the Rebels. And the biggest thing, if anything, you can come out to Wichita, Kansas, right? Purchase your ticket, sit front row, Gucci row, out Wichita, Kansas with us and show us some love and support and say, hey, we're Rebellions too, and we would love that. So social media, website, support, or buy your ticket and come out to Wichita, Kansas. Rebellion.
If Larry Johnson and Stacey Augman are listening, they should come out too. I bet they would be very welcome in Wichita. Head coach Preston Laird and GM Jermaine Seagears. Gentlemen, thanks for having us on.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed listening to Zoom the TBT with Charge and Hainer. Subscribe to YouTube, follow on Twitter, and give us your money.